Hi everyone, and welcome to my demonstration video on weekly gross payroll. But basically in this video we're going to calculate regular earnings and overtime earnings for that week. So what I have here, which is also attached in the Learning Plan 2 folder for the demonstration videos, is the detail that I'm going to be using for my demonstration. And for the first one, we're going to go ahead and just jump into it. We're going to calculate gross pay, regular earnings, plus overtime earnings for each of the following employees. Every employee earns hourly overtime wage of 1.5 times greater than their regular wage rate. Okay, so what we're going to do for number one, let's go ahead and do this here. Okay. Well, let's just do this. Shelly Brothers. There. Okay, so for Shelly, she has worked 46 hours during the week, okay, and she gets paid $9.25 an hour, 46 hours. Now, remember that it states that a regular work week is 40 hours a week. Anything that's over 40 hours must be paid 1.5 times the regular hourly rate. So let's go ahead and break it down. I'm going to go ahead and take Shelly's. I'm going to go ahead and do this here. Take $9.25, which is her regular hours. I'm going to multiply that by the 40 hours. Okay. So that's going to equal this here. I'm going to do the calculation here. 9.25 times 40 hours is $3 and $3, not $3, $370 for her regular hours. Okay. We only have 40 hours. She worked 46 hours. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to take, or we're going to first go ahead and find out what her overtime pay is. So what you can do is take 9.25 times 1.5, or 1.5 her regular rate. That should equal times 1.5. That should equal $13.88 for her overtime pay. And I'm going to go ahead and do this over here. I'm going to do it. Insert the line. I'm going to go ahead and try to. Okay. Okay. This is her overtime rate. I'm going to go ahead and try to do that for every employee for Shelly. Okay, overtime. OT rate. That's what I'm going to do here. Okay, so I'll highlight that for each employee so that you know. So the overtime for Shelly is $13.88. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take $13.88 times the 6 hours that she worked as overtime. Okay. So she worked 6 hours of overtime at $13.88 for a total of $83.28. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add these two together. And her gross pay then is $453.28 for that week. That's for Shelly. Okay. So let's go ahead and do the same thing for Don. Okay. For Don, his overtime rate will be $7.50 times 1.5. Okay. For Don Belden. So what I did was I took $7.50. Go up here and do this here. Okay. And I multiplied it by 1.5, which is the overtime rate, 1.5 times their regular rate, which is then $11.25 for Don's overtime rate. So I'm going to go ahead and figure out the regular pay first, and then figure out the overtime pay, and then figure out the gross pay for Don. Okay. For the regular pay, for the overtime pay, I'm going to take his overtime rate times 3 hours because he worked 43 hours. So anything over 40 hours will be considered overtime. His total gross pay then, $300 plus $33.75 equals a gross pay of $333.75 for Belden. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and do this for Alex. Alex Donaldson earns $21.75 an hour and worked 49 hours during the most recent week. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and have the same setup here. The overtime rate done. I'm going here. This is not right. Overtime rate. I'm just going to do this so I don't have to keep writing their names in there. Okay, so overtime rate then would be for Alex is $21.75 times 1.5. So if I take $21.75 times 1.5, the overtime rate for Alex would be $32.63. His regular pay is going to consist of the $21.75 times 40 hours, which is the regular hours, okay. His overtime, once again, have we calculated up here, is $32.63 times 9 hours. See how you work 49 hours that week? Well, 40 hours is regular time pay. 40 minus the difference between 40 and 49 is 9 hours of overtime. So $32.63 times 9 hours equals $293.67 for overtime for Alex. And his total gross pay then is $1163.67. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop here because the video is now at 10 minutes. You're going to have another video or a continuation video of this one for Jackson Kindler and Sam Wilder in the next video.